Hello chess friends! In this lesson we will continue to talk about minor pieces endgames and we will talk about various knight endgames. If you want to see some specific content in my video chess lessons, please place the comment below my video on YouTube and also don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel. Also, you should take a look in my previous lessons about extra pawn patterns and you can get information about that in the right upper corner. In this position here, black obviously has advantage. We are not going to play the moves here, we will just mention what are advantages for black in this position. Although material is even with 3 pawns and 1 minor piece, with the precise play black should be able to win this endgame. First advantage is that black has this h-file passed pawn. That is an edge-file passed pawn, and we know that knights in general have trouble playing against edge-file pawns. If white king would go to the king side to help his knight in a fight against this pawn, then his queen side will be undefended. Second advantage for black is that black has this central outpost e5 square for his king. Third advantage is that black knight is well posted in the center while white knight is sidelined at the edge of the board. And also the fourth advantage, if we somehow trade knights in this endgame, white will lose this endgame because black will have this outside passed pawn which will be a decoy for white's king, and in the meantime black king will win the central pawn and other pawns on the queen side. So black has big advantage in this game and most likely will win it. In this example, again we have even material with 7 pawns on each side. White has a protected passed pawn on c5 and that passed pawn black can blockade by placing his knight on c6. In the given time also black can create a passed pawn on the queen side because he has a queen side pawn majority 2 versus 1. This is the position in which dynamic elements are more important than static elements of the position. One of very important dynamic elements is who is on the move, because white on the move here has a chance to disorganize black's pawn structure and to win the game. If white plays passive and allow black to play knight c6, most likely the game will be drawn. If white plays knight b4 in this position, that is definitely bad move, because black will play a5. And now white can try playing some tricky move c6, which can win the game only if black is not careful and if black captures this knight. Then white pushes c7 and now since he threatens 2 queen promotions, c8 and b8 square, then he will win the game. But instead of capturing this knight, there is very simple king d6 move, after which c7, king c7, white just lost the pawn and he will now fight for a draw in this endgame. Instead of that, after a5, much better move for white is knight d3, but the game will be drawn because black will just play knight c6 and the game is drawn. Now the question is, what is winning move in this position for white? Well, the winning move is great f5 move. And now, after g takes f5, g takes f5, e takes f5, knight f4 wins the game. Black's pawn structure is disorganized. There is no possible defense for this d5 pawn. When white captures that pawn, white will have 2 passed pawns in the center of the board and also possibility maybe to win another weak pawn in black's position. If after f5 black doesn't take and plays knight c6, knight f4 move will be again that move which wins the game. Another possibility for white to play after knight c6 is to create a passed pawn on the king side, and for example in that case we can have f takes g6, h takes g6, h4, king f7, h5. This is not yet completely winning position for white, but white obviously has advantage in this position. This is interesting position in which white is a pawn up, but he has this knight on a7, which is pretty much out of the game. Actually, in this example, there are much more important considerations in this position than the fact that white is a pawn up and that he has this outside passed pawn. First, black has centralized pieces which support past the pawn. And second, this knight is really badly placed on a7 and cannot help in defense against the pawn. Now white will play d3 as the first move, and he threatens now to promote this pawn. So white's move is forced now king f1. Next strong move for black is knight c3, again threatening d2, d1, almost forcing white again to play king e1. And this is only critical moment for black. Now black needs to play with his king, but the question is where to put the king. He can put the king to d4 or to c4 or e4. Only one move is correct, and that is king d4. Let us see why, for example, king c4 is bad. Simply knight c6, and after knight e4, preparing king c3, king c2, d2, d1, there is knight e5 check. And after king c3, there is knight f3 move. And after d2, the key move is king e2. And now the problem is black is that simply king c2 move will not work because of check. And we have now perpetual checks. Or if king goes to c1, then simply knight b3. If king goes to c3, then simply knight f3. And there is no any progress for black in this position. That is why correct move is king to d4. And if now, for example, knight c6 check, then simply king e3, and now nothing stops promotion d2, d1, which is forced. Or if king goes to d2 to stop black king from going to e3 square, then simply knight e4 check, king d1, and king e3 again. And after knight b5, just knight f2 check, and forced promotion, and white wins the game. In this position here, black has an extra pawn, but that extra pawn is blockaded by knight on c1. But the major advantage for black's position here is not the fact that he's a pawn up. It is his very active and well-placed king. If, for example, we remove both of the knights and a-file pawn out of the board, it would be easily winning endgame for black because of his active king. But we will talk more about that in pawn endgames. This endgame, white will easily lose and black easily wins by playing knight d3. Now, if for example knight captures on d3, then we easily win the game by playing a2, and now this is piece of cake winning pawn endgame. If white plays knight a2, for example, then after king e2 we will provide very nice zugzwang. If king goes to b3, look what a nice zugzwang we have. There is no any move for white. And if he plays king b1, then again we will create a very nice zugzwang. This is win, of course, because after knight c1, c4 we take, and then we provide very nice checkmate. At the moment when white promotes to a queen, black will checkmate with knight b3. So better move maybe for white after knight d3 is knight to b3. And then after knight e1 check, king d1, king d3, great move. Now the option is to capture this knight or to play knight c1 check. If king captures the knight, king c3, knight a1, and this is the only critical moment. Now it would be wrong to play king b2, because after king d1, king takes the knight, there is king c1 move. And now there is no chance to win the game for black. Black must push c5, but the point is that both sides will promote at the same time and the game will be, of course, drawn out. Maybe it's a little bit better position now for black, but probably there are good draw chances. So that is why after knight a1, king d4 is much better move. And let's see now how black wins in this game. Simply again by advancing a2 pawn, and now easy win. Black easily wins this. If after king d3, white plays knight c1, then king takes c3, king takes knight on e1, a2, knight a2, and after king b2, knight is completely trapped, and this is easily winning endgame for black. After king a4, black wins both of white's remaining pawns. That would be all for this video chess lesson. If you want to see some specific content in my video chess lessons, please place the comment below my video on YouTube, and also don't forget to take a look at the suggested videos or to like, share and subscribe to my channel.